Christians, have you ever struggled with your appearance? I know I have. I have struggled with my weight and my smile and feeling not pretty enough at times, but the Lord does not look at our appearance. The Lord looks at our hearts. But regardless what we look like or how we are judged by appearance by the world, Luke 4:18 tells us, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised." Verse 19, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. So it doesn't matter what our hair looks like or our clothes, or if we are in a wheelchair or have cancer or any other thing, because God anoints us to preach and to heal, not to be vain people going around judging people on what they can or can't do, or judging based on looks. The Bible tells us in Matthew 20:16 that the last shall be first and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen. So God doesn't choose us on how rich or popular or beautiful we are. He doesn't even choose us because of our talents. God chooses those who give him their hearts and surrender to him instead of the cares and weights of this world. Malachi 3:16 through 18 says, "Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day, when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them, as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not." So this verse doesn't have much to do with appearance, but it still shows us what God looks for in a faithful servant, and it has nothing to do with looks or status, but all in how we serve and fear him. And 1 Samuel 1:16 through 7 tells us, "The Lord seeth not as man, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart." And John 7:24 says, "Judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment." And 2 Corinthians 10:7 says, "Do ye look on things after the outward appearance? If any man trusts to himself that he is Christ, let him of himself think this again, that as he is Christ, even so are we Christ." So I hope all of this helps you understand how the Lord views his people and how we are to walk in our calling and to live righteously and not to be vain or cold-hearted, judging others by appearance instead of with a righteous, God-fearing judgment. But I hope this message encouraged you to keep shining those faithful lights. God bless.